What's up, everyone? A little late night impromptu stream here, but hope you guys can hear me. By the way, let me make sure here. Yes, y'all can hear me. Okay, good. Um, still hear me? Okay. Hope I hope that's better. For today's stream, let me invite some people to the stream if anybody wants to join. Um, but the latest episode of The Acolyte came out. What's today? Today's Thursday. It came out a couple days ago, and I think we can all kind of say the show sucks. I think most people can say that. Um, to be honest with you, I still find Filoni stuff 10 times worse than The Acolyte. It's nowhere near Filoni bad. Um, but it's written by, and I'm not going to put a review out because I don't really see the point of it. But all you're going to get from me is, I feel like the show is written by someone who's only seen the films and watched a couple of lore videos about Darth Plagueis, or at least about the Plagueis novel, which we're about to get to. I feel like it's written by someone who just does not really have a love for Star Wars like everybody else does. It's a very immature Star Wars story. Immature meaning it feels like it just feels the story that it's trying to tell, the feeling that the overall show, it just feels dumb and underdeveloped. It does not feel like Star Wars. Um, I don't know. It just does not feel like Star Wars. Like Andor felt more like Star Wars in this, which but I'm not saying that because Andor doesn't feel like Star Wars. I'm just saying that when I first watched Andor, it was so different that I really wasn't used to it. But at the very least, Andor felt like Star Wars. It was, but it was just so different than what I was used to. Anyway, we're not talking about Andor. We're talking about the Acolyte. Uh, I think most of us, when we saw like the previews for, or like when they first announced it, we were like, "Oh, they're gonna talk about the Sith, yay!" No, it's not about the Sith at all. It's more about the Jedi than anything. Um, yippee. We've seen the Jedi what millions of times. Not that it's bad, but they are the main, I don't know, force using, I don't know, organization. But how many shows and movies have we gotten about Jedi compared to Sith? Yeah. Um, but I want to recommend an alternate story, something I'm reading. I'm not finished it yet, but I'm read enough of it to recommend it, I feel. Um, this book right here, I think we all know where this is going. Darth Plagueis. Um, this does not take place as early as the Acolyte's like 100 years before the films. I believe this is like 50 or so years before the films. I know it jumps around a lot. The timeline jumps around a lot in this, but I believe when you're following most of the story in the first part, it's Plagueis. After spoilers, by the way. I mean, this is not really a spoiler, I guess, but after Plagueis kills Cinebris, you're trying to he's, looking for an apprentice, for that first part of the book. And when he finds Palpatine, he's like a teenager, older, like an older teen. I don't know his age, but so that's why I'm giving it like 40, 50 years for the films. Because he's what, in his 50s or 60s by the time of The Phantom Menace. And he's in like his 80s by the time of I know my years are probably odd, but I know that's close. Um, but he's young when he first meets Palpatine. Um, but yeah, the difference between this story and the Acolyte is like night and day. This actually feels like George Lucas. To be honest with you, you know why it does? Because George helped write. I mean, he didn't write it, but he helped Lucino. He gave Lucino talking points and stuff. Narrative help and whatever. Obviously, Acolyte doesn't have that. None of the new stuff has that. The closest thing I can think of that even has that is I don't even know. Maybe Ahsoka and maybe Mando because George was on set, but I don't really think he gave anything narrative to help them because where it doesn't feel like a George Lucas story. But this does though. This feels like George. This feels like something he wrote. This feels like something that he, at the very least, helped. And I don't know. It's obviously about the title. It's about Plagueis. You learn about his master Tenebris, and then you learn about a very young Palpatine. Here is Titus. Is that you? Titus?
I did not realize you were alive.
Oh my gosh! You didn't think I was alive? What are you talking about? Oh, live. This is Titus, by the way. He's not been on one of streams. What? Welcome, Titus. You haven't read
What's
the
up?
book, so I don't know what help you would give me. You're not gonna
Well,
help.
I thought I thought this was about the Empire War thing, but
No,
oh, my.
it's about something else. But I'm about to hop on Empire War though. We can. I didn't see his message until now. Um. Anyway, hello Arthur. How are you doing? Um. Anyway.
What's up, Arthur Lowry?
Yeah. So if you don't like the Acolyte, read Darth Plagueis. I think you'll be satisfied. Um. There you go. I'm done with my rant. Titus, when are you gonna read Plagueis? Never.
Dude, I'll read it at some point, just not now.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Arthur, would you like to join us? I don't know. Are you on my server, Arthur? I don't remember. Yeah, you are. Right. Well, I didn't want to keep this stream too long. I don't know how much longer I'm going to keep it, but you're welcome, Arthur. Ugh. But yeah, I've been I've been reading Plagueis and I've been really enjoying it. So here, I just turned my camera off. Titus, what are you doing? Our war lets you use the power of many units. I'll see myself out. How goes Legacies at a struggle? I took a break from Legacy of the Forest because, yeah, it's a struggle. I don't really care for it. It's not that it's bad. It just, I don't know. I'm just not really getting into it, I guess. I don't know. It's good, but I also wanted to read Plagueis because, Acolyte was coming out, and I just wanted to give it a read. But I'm gonna go right back to Legacy after I read Plagueis. Bruh, bruh. Why you calling me a dweeb, Alex?
He knows what it's like.
That was funny. Is it true, Alex? Are you a dweeb?
He's reading the Ultimate Spider-Man. He is.
Alex, you're reading Ultimate Spy. Why would you read that? Why are both of you reading that crap?
Not the new one, the old one.
So they're both crap. Read
Bait.
regular Spider-Man. That's
Bait.
not bait. Read regular Spider-Man.
Regular Spider-Man is bad.
How? How is 616 Spidey bad?
Um,
How
I
about
can
you read
make
some
this.
Silver Age?
I can make this entire
Let
live
me check.
stream. I can make this entire live stream about how it's bad.
All right, I'm back. Mm. And what were you saying, Titus? About Spider-Man?
I said I can make this entire live stream about how that current 616 is bad.
Oh my gosh. I wasn't even
It's
talking
true.
about current. I was talking about current Spider-Man.
Well, I mean that's why there's the alternative because the currently it's crap.
Oh, you should read Silver Age Spider-Man.
So what?
Read Silver Age Spider-Man.
Oh my god.
Oh, I never read it. I don't like the Ultimate Universe though. I haven't read it, but Titus has told me enough.
He's just a hater. He's a
Yeah, I
hater.
like. Yeah, it's for the same reason I like New 52 crap.
Oh, you don't like New 52, even though that's very like the current state of DC.
You don't, bruh. No, I don't like New 52. And that's not even the current state. They're rebooting it again.
Well, they
Again.
already did away with the New 52.
That's what I'm saying. They're rebooting
Well, I
it,
mean,
bruh.
the New 52 and the Ultimate Universe is like apples and oranges because, like, the Ultimate Universe is just like another universe that's run the same time as like the main comics. With New
I
52,
know.
that is the main comics.
I know, but like what I'm saying is they're both different than the quote unquote main universe. Even though New 52 is the main universe, whatever, I don't care.
Post Crisis is in the main universe. We're using that logic because I mean they won the first universe.
Well, you know what?
Yeah, you ain't got nothing to say because that's how DC works. That's how DC works. All main universe.
The difference is post crisis isn't bad. That's the difference.
Oh, um,
It's not New 52 bad, okay? You have to admit that.
Post Crisis is mostly good.
That's what I'm saying, bro. Oh, I'm not saying everything's good. I don't like how Reed Richards is a damn villain, bro. And Ultimate Marvel.
Yeah.
Bro murdered all his family and is now the ultimate villain of fucking the Ultimate Universe. His family being a Fantastic Four. So, I don't know. I don't read DC, but as far as I
The
know, it's bad. As far as I know.
Rebirth is like I honestly cannot tell you. I stopped reading DC. What I can tell you is that currently they are no longer Rebirth. They're what's it called now? They are Dawn of DC. That was like the last rebranding they had. They've gone through Rebirth, DC Universe, and now we're at Dawn of DC. And I don't read any of the Dawn of DC stuff. I have no clue if it's good or not. I read the Wonder Woman ongoing. It was terrible. And then their Black Label stuff is good. They got Zatanna Black Label comic, which is pretty good. But beyond that, I cannot tell you anything about the current state of DC. I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't even like Spider-Man, to be honest with you. I don't like Spider-Man. Nah, I'm just fine. Spidey's cool, but like I don't read Spider-Man comics. I'm an X-Men's hard. Ain't that right, Titus? Speaking of which, you want to talk about the new X-Men, Titus? You want to talk about it?
Spider-Man bad. Spider-Man's better than the X-Men, bro. But
Oh my gosh.
it
Yeah.
that literally is true. That
Bait.
literally
There's bait
that
from the
literally
government.
is true.
Yeah, maybe
That's true.
Ultimate X-Men. Maybe Ultimate
Oh
X-Men.
my,
Or
no
the
man,
Exceptional X-Men. Not not
no
not
man.
Uncanny, or I just said was X-Men.
Dude, Spider-Man is better than the X-Men by far.
Oh, oh my gosh.
Nameless said last rebrand for DC I remember was when they U-turned on their 5G. I don't know, man. DC they're strange, and then they're now doing like another big universe-shattering event. Absolute power. I think it's
X-Men.
strange. Lance, it's
What?
just like the X-Men are cool. Okay, they're cool,
Oh, oh my
but they're not.
gosh.
They're not Spider-Man. Well, actually, I'll give you this in a modern sense. They might be better. Okay, Spider-Man is kind of like in the dumps right now. Uh, we'll see in the next decade, or hopefully
Yeah,
in
X-Men Slender, bro.
oh my, I don't even like hate X-Men. I don't even hate X-Men. Like
He hates X-Men. He hates Charles. He hates everybody in the X-Men.
there's
Except
no.
except Jubilee. He loves Jubilee.
Oh my god, it's because you always slander Jubilee. Like you act like Jubilee's like some cannon fodder character, but like
She's
she has.
useless.
But how is she useless? Is it because she throws fireworks? Huh?
Yes, that's her
Bro, when
only
you think
ability.
about it, like that's actually pretty powerful because like someone can get like burned by that dude. Like it's pretty
Oh my
useful.
gosh.
It is
Oh
it's kind of useful. Obviously not
my.
against like a sentinel. Probably not against like no sentinel.
Not yet, Nameless. I'm still working my way through the original cartoon, but
Yeah, this bum ain't seen it
eventually.
yet.
But I mean, I that cartoon is the reason why I even read X-Men anyway. I'm reading the new stuff that they're making with Titus. Me and Titus reading it together, but yeah.
See, even Arthur Lowry gets it. Arthur Lowry, he gets it, dude. Like he just said, not going to lie. I was watching X Men '97. I was like, how is Jubilee this cool? Because he gets
Oh
it.
my God. Maybe she's
He's an
cool in that,
enlightened
but
thinker.
not in at least what I've seen the original X-Men.
Not when I seen the original.
Shut up, shut up.
I mean, he's got
Even
a point.
she thinks it's good. Look, if she
She
thinks it's good, it must be good. I
she
mean,
probably realizes that Jubilee is like awesome too. Because
oh my
Jubilee,
gosh.
dude,
Oh
Jubilee
my.
low key is better than Cyclops. Like I don't want to hear this, but like Jubilee's better than Cyclops, bro.
In what sense?
In
In
all
what
senses, dude.
sense? As
Jubilee
a
should be the next
leader?
leader on everything. She should be the next leader.
Yeah, maybe if the exceptional X-Men. Maybe she should lead that.
Oh my man.
Lead a team of newbies.
Oh my god.
I think Rogue is better than all of them.
That's bait.
That is not bait. That is
What's so
honest.
tell me what's so good about Rogue? What's so good
I
about
mean,
Rogue?
theoretically, she can get any superpower she wants for the most
Um
part.
buddy.
It's
Buddy,
true.
buddy, 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 buddy. We know
It's
why
true.
you like Rogue.
Oh my
I know what type
gosh.
of man you are, but for the sake of the stream, I won't expose you here. No.
Oh my
I'm not going to
goodness.
expose you, Lance.
See, Arthur gets
See,
it.
at least they're honest, okay? See, they are honest men. But you, on the other
I
hand,
mean,
Lance, you are pretending like she's some goat, that she's the best character all the time. But I know what you're thinking. I
she's
know
the
what you're
best
thinking.
character of all time.
Oh my god, bro, you need to start oinking soon.
I mean, Arthur is quite literally the best thing Marvel has made. and definitely past 5 years. Sure, like there's no debate. Even I haven't seen it, and I know it's true. I haven't seen it. Name something from the new Marvel crap is good. Sheaf, are you gonna watch Deadpool and Wolverine? I hope it's bad so I can see a review, so you can do a review of it. Um, I don't know. I haven't even seen it, bro, because I don't watch the MCU anymore. I don't like the MCU anymore. Come on, bro. If it's bad, you should definitely do a review of it. I'd love to see you rip to shreds.
Dude,
Oh my goodness. But it's more than just MCU though. Deadpool's different.
Shang-Chi. Arthur
Deadpool is
Lowry
different,
say
bro.
like Shang-Chi. No, Arthur Lowry I ain't gonna throw no shade at you, dude. You like what you like, dude. I ain't gonna throw no shade, man.
Titus, she like Shang-Chi?
I watched it my first watch, and then I read some Shang-Chi comics after that, and I will rewatch it again. I was like, I don't know about this one.
Did you watch it? Did you watch Eternals?
Uh, no, I don't care for the Eternals in the slightest, even in the comics.
Damn, bro. I just can't. I just don't understand why they got Harry Styles as what's his name? Thanos' brother. I always forget his name, but I don't know. Gotta make Titus watch Birds of Prey.
Talking about
Titus,
the
would you watch
old,
it?
talking about the old television show.
I don't think he's talking about that one. Also, Shiv, I watched your video breaking down. Um, uh, what's it called? Acolyte. That was hilarious. Shit was hilarious, bro. Watched the whole thing. The Harley Quinn movie, dude.
Oh, I forgot about it. Honestly, I honestly remember the Birds of Prey TV show in the 2000s more than like the existence of that movie. The only thing I remember in it is that they butchered Helena Bartonelli, the Huntress. But beyond that, I've never seen
Yeah,
it.
I have not seen it either, and I don't really plan on it. I have not really watched any reviews of it because I don't care that much about it. Acolyte is so great. Best show 2024. Yeah, I'm sure that's what Disney thinks, and I'm sure they'll get an award for it too. I'm sure they'll get a reward from like I'm sure they'll get a Grammy, not a Grammy, a damn Emmy.
Dude, you literally love the Acolyte. I don't know what, like, why you're hating all of a sudden.
I do not like that show. That
I do
show.
not like the Acolyte.
At first, I didn't mind it. I thought, okay, this is kind of interesting, but then, as episodes keep coming out, the worse it got. My wife to go see Eternals after movie. She told me, "You take me to another one of these Clash of the Titans movies. We're getting a divorce." I told her this movie. She didn't even know, bruh. I only know about it because of Sheev and Jeremy. I haven't watched. Yeah, it's bad. Sheev, the theory the theory is that in the final episode, Plagueis is gonna kill the Sith dude, whatever his name is. Uh, what would your thoughts be if that happened? And it's like, what I don't understand about this Sith is like, what is his role? Well, not his role, but like, what is his place in the Bane lineage? Like, is he a master? Is he an apprentice? Is he an apprentice who just killed his master? And uh, I have no idea. I don't know. I don't know who it is. Like,
Dude,
is it
I
even a
have an
Sith?
idea, dude.
What?
What if it's the Disney canon version of Set Harf? Ooh, dang,
I
boy.
don't know, man. Probably.
You don't know who Set Harf is, Lance? That's a character from the Bane books. He's like a little dark Jedi. He's like Zana's first apprentice, I think.
Damn.
He's a weird character. I'm just joking. I don't think he's actually going to show up in the Acolyte.
No, I don't. I don't think Leslie Headland has read those books, so she wouldn't know who that is. Just like me. So I'm
Understandable, dude.
saying it's like. So I'm saying is like if he's not a member, if he's not part of the Bane line, then it's like, dude, the main line Sith know about? Because if I'm remembering correctly, Tenebris was the Sith apprentice at this point, I think. So I don't know. And then people are saying, well, he was one of Tenebris's apprentices, like how Venomous was, because Tenebris had multiple apprentices. So I don't know. Probably. Because yeah, I did see that on the cast page. Leslie Headland probably watched a bunch of Star Wars too, and said he's such a she's a huge Legends fan. Oh my gosh. Yeah, and those like Leslie Headland interviews, she's like, you know, yeah, we put EU characters in it. She said that verbatim. Where you don't put any EU characters in it yet. So the only character I can think, even then, I don't consider Plagueis an EU character per se. He's mentioned in the movies. Technically, he's not, but I guess the Plagueis novel version of him is EU. But I don't know. But people know him because of the EU. I know, but I don't know. But that's probably what's going to happen. Is Plagueis is going to show up, which, by the way, would not make sense because he's not even an apprentice at this point, because Tenebris still is, if I'm remembering correctly. Um, I don't know. Seems like headlines are bigger than average, and the um, I mean, maybe she talks more about it than everybody else, but I don't think she is. I think Filoni is a bigger EU fan than her because I think Filoni's actually read some EU stuff, but I don't know. But I don't know. I just I think it's ridiculous. I mean, he can't be a part of the Bane line too, because remember what Maul says at the beginning of Phantom Menace? Allah to reveal ourselves to the Jedi. And it's like, so it's like the Sith themselves. at least Maul thinks that they've been hidden for 1,000 years. Apparently not. You know, it's like it's just stupid. Freaking stupid. Bruh. I'd love if they casted me in a Star Wars show so I could just mine for information and then leak it all to the public. That'd probably get me in trouble legally, but I don't care. Still think Filoni's shows are worse though. Unironically, I think Kenobi and Ahsoka are 10 times worse than this. This is just a bad Star Wars story. Like well, that also creates contradictions, but name me one Disney Star Wars show that has not created a contradiction yet. Like literally, name me one. Yep, that's true. I never even thought about that, and it makes sense too because you know how else are they supposed to create um how are they supposed to turn the Jedi against themselves if they don't have any power or influence, especially within the Republic? I suppose that's true, but I thought I know you liked Andor Sheev, and Andor is the best Disney Star Wars show. To be honest with you, actually no, I prefer Rebels, but um, I don't know. I just don't give a crap about casting Andor. I don't. I don't think he's interesting at all, and I don't like the actor either. Actually, no, 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 no. Diego Luna's fine. I was thinking of Pedro Pascal. I don't know why. I don't like Pedro Pascal. Um, I will be watching Andor season 2 though. Yeah, it's a good show. It's a good show. Just I just didn't care about Andor. I didn't care about the characters. I didn't care about it. I mean, I just didn't care. I don't know if that's an Andor thing or I just don't care about Disney Star Wars. I think that's probably it. Yeah, Rebels was good. Had a lot of good fun in it. But once Thrawn started getting introduced, that's when went off the deep end for me. But I've talked about that before. But I can't wait to see oh what's his name? Guy who played Krennic. Can't wait to see him back because I thought Krennic was a really cool character. I thought he was interesting. And speaking of Thrawn, you know what's so interesting about that? You could have taken Thrawn, you could have renamed him and given him a different look, make him like a human or I don't know. I guess aliens are allowed in the Empire, so I guess you can make him something else, but or another species. Change his name and nothing. You would not contradict the character at all. That's how non-Thrawn like he is. Yeah, the new Andor season, it's gonna go through different parts of the story. Like first 3 episodes will be set during this time period, then they're gonna do a time jump for the next couple episodes, and the next couple episodes do another time jump. And then it's supposed to lead right into Rogue One. So yeah, Krennic's gonna be in it. But
Dude, Lance.
What's up?
I've been playing Marvel Snap this whole time.
Oh,
I'm
oh my goodness. The
playing the
game
little.
suck.
How's
The
that
game
game
is
suck,
bad.
bro? How?
It's because I suck at it.
Exactly.
That means
You
it's
just
bad.
you don't know how it works. You
It's
don't know how to
because it's
finesse
because
it, dude.
because I'm bad at it. That's why the game is terrible.
Oh my god! All right, caramba.
It is. Hey Titus, you're gonna play Outlaws?
Um. Uh. Whew. Maybe.
I'm wait. Like I said, I'd asked Max when I know she's pre-ordered it, but um, she gonna tell me how it is. Yeah, like, I just don't know if I really because to me that's just another story game, just with a lot more to do in it. So it's I don't because when I think when people are asking for open world, they're asking for um like a GTA thing where you create your own character and then go online and kill people and crap. But it's like I don't know. What's up, Brennan? Hell yeah. The Acolyte is this bad now. How are we going to feel? How are we going to be feeling in a few months when Skeleton Crew comes out? Also, around the time for that to be named Skeleton's going to be the fan by them. I think Skeleton Crew is going to suck because it's a Filoni Favreau thing. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Magneto is here.
Palmo de Betraydes, Duke of Arrakis.
Oh my gosh. Oh, Paul Atreides, the Luke Skywalker ripoff.
Except not at all. If anything, is more of a
I know
Anakin
the
prototype.
other way around. It's the other way around. I
No,
know.
not
I know.
even. It's an Anakin prototype. It's nothing to like Luke at all.
Oh well, I have not read or watched Dune.
It's okay.
Plan on reading it before I watch any movies, but
But freaking who plays the Emperor? It's Christopher Walken. He's like, you should bow at my feet. He talks all weird because he's Christopher Walken and he don't know how to talk properly. So he
did you say
talks like
the
that.
Emperor's played by Christopher Walken?
Yeah. In the Dune movie.
Oh, I
So
was about to say, it's like you got your actors way off.
no, it's in the Dune movie.
Not
Different
that
Emperor.
Emperor.
Yeah, not the Emperor you're thinking of. Oh yeah, but he says like you should bow at my feet, and then Paul's like your feet. You'd be lucky to keep your head, and it's fun. I was really impressed by Timothy Chalamet, so I was quite surprised because saw him in part one. I'm like, I'm not feeling that. I don't think that's gonna work. And then he completely changed my opinion with part two. But we could talk
You have
about
not
that
seen
when
those
you.
movies?
Yeah, we can talk about that when you've seen them.
I'm gonna read the books first, but that's gonna be
You
a
only need to read
while.
the first. You only need to read the first one to watch the 2-part movie, because that's
Well,
all
that's
the
what I
two
meant.
part.
That's what I
Yeah,
meant. Read the book, I should say.
yeah. Because moving on from there, you're going to get into weirder territory. Because Dune Messiah is kind of an epilogue to Dune, but it's also set up for Children of Dune, so it doesn't really feel like an ending. So you can't really stop at Dune Messiah, but you also can't read Dune Messiah without reading Dune because it won't make sense. And Children of Dune gets weird, gets quite weird, because Leto the second is Paul's son, and he is a 9-year-old that has like prescience. So he like
Mm-hmm.
basically has memories of every ancestor ever that he's ever had. So he's of man and woman. So you got like 9-year-olds talking like fallen adults. If you think that's weird, then the fourth book is God Emperor of Dune, and his son is a giant worm man. So it just gets insane.
All right.
And I don't think that one's adaptable whatsoever, because I just finished it and I literally don't know how. I don't know how they would do it in 2 hours.
I'm doing pretty good, Brendan.
And I realized when I was reading God Emperor of Dune that like totally had to be like inspiration for George Lucas, because you think about the God Emperor is a big giant man worm, and then I'm thinking about Jabba the Hutt, He's a giant man worm. And then also his second in command, the Twi'lek dude, I forget his name. He's called the Major Domo. And in God Emperor of Dune, he has an assistant who's also called a Major Domo. So I'm like, oh, George Lucas read that book and got an idea.
Probably. Well, Major Domo is just a generic word in English.
I know.
And it's not.
I know. There's just the parallels there. With a giant worm next to a Major Domo. Is like, oh yeah, the new Eminem album's out. Brendan was telling me how excited he was.
Brennan, you listen to Eminem?
He listens to a lot of rap. He's a big rap fan. If you didn't know.
MF Doom.
I did not know that. Peace out, Brennan. Enjoy Eminem.
Me and Brandy were talking about Doom the other day.
Oh my
Dune,
God.
yeah.
Not Doom. MF Doom.
MF Doom, the rapper.
Metal face Doom. Metal fingers Doom.
Oh, okay. It says that the Bales.
MF Doom. He's if Dr. Doom was a rapper, he'd be MF Doom for sure.
I mean, like literally.
Lance, if you were a rapper, what would your name be?
The Star Wars EU team.
Are all your
That'd
songs
be my
about
name.
Star Wars?
Hell yeah.
Yeah. Oh, Brendan says MF Doom top 5.
MF Doom is his top 5. It's in his top 5.
So then what's your other 4?
Oh no, I don't like rap. I don't listen to rap. I don't care about rap. It's not for me.
Brendan's a connoisseur, a man of taste.
Yeah. A man of taste. Bait.
You got me.
Yeah, it's bait. I only like clean rap. Because I just don't like rap. I don't get the point of it.
What's the point of music?
There is no point. It's wordplay, Lance.
Yeah.
What's
the point of anything? What's the point of watching the Acolyte? What's the point of watching Star Wars in general? It's all just so that you don't think about the crushing reality.
I mean, yeah, like Brent said. I mean, he literally is.
No. He's saying it wrong. Doom is MF Doom, not the other. Not is Dr. Doom. Doom is MF Doom.
Oh my God.
Hey, I'm complimenting MF Doom, bro. I think Dr. Doom listened to MF Doom and was like, "Oh, I should be like him."
Also, Lance, the problem with your rap name being Star Wars EU team is that you are no longer a teen. So the name is now a lie.
No, I'm still a teen. I got a couple months left.
Okay. What happens? We're going to get a big channel rebranding? The Star Wars EU adult?
Nope. I'm leaving it the same. I made a poll the other day, a couple weeks ago.
I know, I saw it. It's okay. We'll let you continue to be a liar.
I don't lie.
You're a liar. So I guess God made you a teen forever.
I wish.
Right?
I want to be an adult. Nobody wants to be an adult.
And it's all downhill. I think about how I used to be able to play video games for like 6 hours straight. 1, because I had no life, and 2, because I had the free time. I'm lucky if I get like 30 minutes in now. I mean, that's also my fault because I also read, so that also takes up time. But like, even when I'm reading, it's like maybe an hour and a half. Like,
bro,
I could get done with so many books if I just had like 6 hours straight.
Matt Wilkins just made an article called Kip Duran, the greatest Jedi in the EU.
He's right.
I don't know about that one.
I love Kip. Kip can do no wrong. Rap is just poetry, but coordinated to beats. It combines cadence, pace, voice, lyricism, witty vocab, poetry, and being able to sync yourself to beats. He said that so eloquently. How can I?
It's because he's a genius.
Sound good.
It's because Brennan's a genius.
Rap does not sound good.
You can rap that right there.
Well, that's because you haven't heard any good rappers, Lance. Like
technically, I would consider all music poetry, even rap. I mean,
Exactly.
You hold some preconceived
just-
notions about rap, Lance.
You just destroyed your
I
own
don't.
point.
I just don't like rap. I've given it a shot. I just don't like it.
Yeah, what you listen to? I'm Biggie Smalls.
Everybody, who has not listened to rap anyway at this point?
Nah, bro. You ain't listen to MF Doom. That's what I'd say that much.
He finds rap to be more impressive craft than singing. Plus, most popular singers nowadays have millions of ghostwriters anyway. Fair enough.
Yeah, but like I listen to classic rock. That's not even singing. That's just rocking, bro.
Well, it's just
That's
the
not
music.
singing.
You're into instrumentals. That's okay.
That is rocking. Well, not
Brennan's.
necessarily. Rock does not work without instrument
But
or without singing, without
no,
a singer
sure.
or frontman.
But you even said that a lot of it doesn't even have words because it's a lot of it's like the long guitar solos that go on in those
I
for
never
like a
said that.
minute straight.
I didn't say it didn't have words. I didn't say that.
I
It does have words.
I didn't say you didn't say it have words, but a lot of parts of it don't have words. I thought you just said.
It
Also,
depends on the
Tidus is fine.
song. My
Fair.
Titus.
What's
Depends on the
your
song, bro. But most rock songs have a good amount of actual
no?
singing and lyrics in it.
What's like a top 5 rock music for you?
Queen's number
Yeah,
one.
I mean, that makes sense.
Y'all,
Basic,
you
but
already know
makes
that.
sense.
Elton, it's not basic. Shut up. Most people who like rock don't say Queen's their number one.
I'm messing with you. Keep going.
Yeah, you're baiting me is what you're doing. You're not listening to the right stuff, Brennan. You're not listening to the right stuff. It's not just screaming. It ain't like Marilyn
No,
Manson.
that's heavy metal. That's heavy metal.
That's what I'm saying. I don't listen to heavy metal. I listen to rock music, classic rock. Anyway, Queen, number 1. Number 2, Elton John. Number 3, Journey. Number 4,
Okay,
Scorpions.
I love Journey.
Number 5 is... Who's my number 5? I don't know. Survivor or Leonard Skinner. Leonard Skinner is like country rock. That's like, I don't know. You have to have a
Well,
certain
as they
taste to like Leonard
say,
Skinner.
different strokes, different folks.
I don't know. Queen, Elton John. What was my number 3? I forget. What I put there?
I forget what you
Journey.
said. Yeah,
I
well,
put
yeah.
it was Journey. The top 3 right there. They're one of the pioneers of rock music. They're like one of the big bands. They were some of the most popular rock. What do you mean they're mainstream rock? And then you ask if they're actual. I don't understand.
So, Lance, did you give up on Legacy of the Force because all of us have been busy?
Yeah, because no one's been
I
able to
said
do
I
it at the
was free
same
last
time.
Sunday. I said I was free last Sunday. We could have just done it me and
Yeah,
you
but
to
like
riff.
I was not free last Sunday. That's the thing. I had to work.
Okay, well, all right. Well, you asked if people were free on Sunday.
Oh my god.
Did you finish the third one, The Tempest?
Yes.
How was it?
It is a hell of a lot better than Betrayal, but
Yeah.
I don't remember a lot of it, to be honest with you. It has something to do with the Havens, and they're trying to like, create an alliance with the Havens or something. And then there was like a fake assassination. Well, it wasn't fake, but assassination attempt, and then they blamed
Is
what's
it
his
this?
name? They blamed Han and Leia for it for whatever reason, and for some
Yeah,
reason
isn't that?
Jason was like, "Oh,
But
yeah,
did
it's
you
their
like the
fault for sure."
connection?
Between what?
Did you like who the assassin was?
Oh my gosh, I was questioning if it was even her or not. I was surprised she's still alive at this time.
I mean, she's an alien, so I'm fine with that. I mean, I'm just more. I mean, I guess she's like a
She
bounty hunter. So like, why would she be
she's
like
a near
interacting?
human.
Sure, but
I
it
don't.
doesn't mean she can't live.
She yeah, but like
Don't
I don't know.
Arcanians live? I know some of near humans live a long time. It just depends on the species. But I'm not like Brennan, where I know like the exact like races, ages, and everything. Like I don't have all the source books, but I know that some near human races do live a lot longer than
Well,
normal.
she's not really
I
an
think
alien. She's a hybrid. She's a human, and she's a hybrid with an unknown species.
fair enough, but I think even
So
humans
I
in this
don't.
setting live up to like 100 something. I don't think they live to like only like 90 like
She
most
was
of
in
us
her
do.
90s, bro.
And maybe the alien part of her makes her live up to like 150. I don't know.
I don't even know if I believe that it was her, to be honest with you.
Well, I'm pretty sure the book makes it explicitly clear it is. I mean, you don't
It
have to. You can
does.
headcanon it out, but canonically it is her. Actually, I've been reading the Hand of Thrawn 45 fan fictions because I finished Crucible again, and they actually have this really cool part. One of the few where they give a little like flashback for Crate, where it's like sometime after Legacy of the Force, but before Fate of the Jedi, where he actually finds her, and that's was amazing because her entire backstory with him is that she killed Herodhet in the comics, and that's one of the major things that I mean, he didn't turn then and there, but that was a big thing for him. And what I really like, what Scott did with that is, or Gregory Scott did was that he confronts her, and it's been so long, she genuinely has no idea who he is. Even when he tries to prod her, she doesn't get it, and so he kills her, but he feels empty because she didn't recognize who he was, and so he doesn't feel any satisfaction in the revenge that he got after all these years. And I thought that was actually just
Bruh.
so well done for a fan fiction. I was surprised, but there's also a lot of stuff in Sword of the Jedi that's just absolute. But it mainly in the third one. The first two, I was like, okay, I can see why people like try to claim this is their sequel after the end of the EU, because it was written fine. It was pretty decent. It wasn't phenomenal or anything, but like I get it. Like the characters feel like themselves and everything. Like I get it. And I got to the third one. I'm just gonna tell you because they're fan fiction and it doesn't matter if I spoil them. But they basically like bring Jason back to life because the guy really hates the stories after New Jedi Order, and so he wanted to like course correct and give him like a proper redemption. But it takes away from the main plot, and it just becomes the Jason show, and it's so stupid, and I hated it so much. There's a lot of beautiful moments that he uses with that, but all those beautiful moments shouldn't exist because he should just be staying dead. So that was really frustrating. But I promised I would review all of them and be the first YouTuber to do so. So that's what I'm gonna do. But that was rough, and it made me not want to read the rest. But I hear
Yeah,
the
have
rest
fun
are
reading that,
better.
man. Have fun reading
Yeah,
that.
yeah. I finished it though, so I'm already done with that. I'm moving on to Legacy's Edge, which is uh, the precursor he's writing to the Legacy comics. The first one is like 72 years after uh, Crucible and everything. So, or after A New Hope. So, um, like the main characters from the movies are dead. If they found that they died of old age, that's what he determined for them anyway. And
Good. That's how they should have died.
yeah. I bet. I'm just saying like that's just what he decided. I don't know if the EU got continued, if that's what they would actually do. Um,
Hope
but
so.
like so Jane is with Jag, and she has like a 4-year-old kid. Or I just read they're in the mainline series or not. I read a short story that he wrote after that deals with Alana at age 15. But she has in that short story she has a 4-year-old and a newborn named Davik Fell, and those characters are going to be big characters in his fan fiction. Uh, there's 3 of them, and then the last one is like a direct. No, so there's 2 of them that deal with like all original characters, and then the one after that I think is with all of Cade's his dad and his uncle like younger, and then the one after that is like right before the comic picks up, and then he has one
Yeah.
set, and then he has one set after the Legacy comics, and then that's it.
I actually have every trade for the Legacy comics except the last 2 trades,
That's pretty
which I can't
awesome.
find.
I have them all
Yeah.
in Kindle, so it's not as cool.
Well, I technically I have every comic ever because I have Marvel Unlimited, but
Mm.
um I'm trying to get I need to get the Invasion comics. I don't have any of those. Well, those are just so bad. It's almost like I don't know if I want to look for them just yet. But
Yeah.
I've read them. They're awful. But
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. They are. And I really try to give them a fair shake because I know everybody. I know Matt especially talked bad about them, but I wanted to be like, hey, maybe it's okay. Maybe he's over hating it. And it started out being okay, and then immediately it just became the Finn show. And Finn knows everybody. Jaina has a crush on him. You know, he's the most important guy. Everybody needs him. Where is he in any of the novels? Oh, that's right, because he didn't exist yet. But then don't make him that important to the main characters if you know that in those books he doesn't matter. You know, if you're gonna make him matter that much, have him
right,
matter that much to other people then. But he tries to interweave him so much with the main characters, it just doesn't work.
right,
The only thing I think that was like generally really interesting and great about that series was the idea of having a Vong that ended up like living a life with humans and got used to that and like found love with those humans. Because like the whole thing with the mom being actually Yusong Vong, I thought was cool.
Anyway, go
Not
ahead.
not that they did much with it anyway. It was an interesting concept, but they didn't actually use it to its full capacity. So it was just kind of like, oh, shock value, here it is. But then they didn't actually do anything interesting with it.
Yeah, that
Like,
comic sucked. It was bad.
Lucas Witowski says, what the Sigma? I probably butchered that last name.
I don't know who this is, but I have a bad feeling about this.
Uh,
I feel like that's sure it's somebody we don't want to see on here, but
Thank you,
whatever.
Maxine, for noticing the truth. The golden path, they might say. Oh, speaking of which, if they make a bunch of Dune sequels, which they won't, but what I have learned is that Jason Momoa is the most important character in the Dune franchise because he's in every book. Duncan, Idaho, always appears in the books. They create clones of him constantly, and so you always have a Duncan in every single book. Even if he dies, it doesn't matter because the author's gonna have a Duncan because Duncan is the most important person ever. And I just think it's really funny to imagine like 7 movies with Jason Momoa running around in all of them. He's also described as like the hottest man ever, and every woman wants to sleep with him. So Jason Momoa fits the role perfectly.
Yep. Who's Duncan, Idaho? Who's that?
That's oh, you haven't seen the movies, so it doesn't matter. Well, if you watch the trailer or something on YouTube at some time, there's a guy. There's multiple people, but he's one of the guys that, like trained Paul growing up, and he's he he's only in half of the first novel, and then stuff happens, but then he'll appear again in the second book. Yeah, literally somehow Duncan Idaho returned, like like in The Rise of Skywalker.
Oh my goodness. It's your favorite movie. I can't. Wait, your name is Alex. Forgot your name.
My name?
Yeah, your name is Alex.
How'd
Magneto.
how'd you
You're
forget my
Magneto.
name?
No, no.
That's bait. I don't know what
Uh,
Annihilation is, but there's no way it's better than a sci-fi classic.
hey, Alex.
Mm-hmm.
Do you read X-Men comics?
Not currently. I plan on it.
You should read some X-Men comics.
I've watched the '90s animated show and all the films. Does that count for anything?
No. Well, maybe
Okay.
the cartoon counts because the cartoon is very good
I
and
grew
it's
up with
comic
all the
accurate.
'90s cartoons. So the X-Men, the Incredible Hulk, Iron Man, the Spider-Man '90s animated series. I watched all of them growing up.
Well, I'm watching the X-Men cartoon. I love it so much that I'm reading X-Men comics for the first time.
I noticed on your story.
Yep. Titus convinced. Well, he didn't convince me, but Titus convinced me to watch the cartoon, and then I started picking up the comics. And he told me, "Hey, they're about to do this new line of X-Men comics," and yeah,
Hmm.
and
Well,
they've been the issue that they're actually releasing a Jean Grey comic next week, but um, the first issue of that. But yeah, Titus and I were gonna read it together, and we're both liking it so far. So the first issue came out yesterday.
hmm. I'm making my way through the Ultimate Spider-Man comics because those are going to be quicker to read than 600 issues. So usually only 100 something.
You don't
So
necessarily have to read 600 issues of X-Men.
well, I know, but if I'm going to read it, I'm going to end up wanting to read all of it. So it's just how I am. But so it's a
Oh
commitment I got
my
to run
goodness.
to.
You might as well read the 30,000 comics that Marvel has.
Hence why
There's
I
actually a
struggle
web.
to.
There's a website Titus and I we first saw called or he saw it and then showed it to me. I don't remember the name of that website, but it puts every single issue of a Marvel comic book into a chronological order. Uh,
Somebody made the time to make that. I did that recently
yeah.
with the online Slenderverse because somebody uploaded a 2-part or 3-part documentary on the old Slenderman series that people used to put up for free. And so that inspired me. And so I made like 3 playlists and took a painstakingly amount of time to make sure that the publication date of the upload to YouTube was chronologically right after one another. So that was a mess, but I did it, and it's
I
only
mean,
for me. It's public, but no one else
Alex,
cares like I do. So
Alex, if you're
yeah.
gonna read X-Men, the only thing you need to read is not the only thing, but don't start with issue one of the 60s. Um, read Claremont stuff. And
Yeah,
even then,
I
you
hear
don't have to read
Claremont's.
that.
I hear his name a lot. I have to also read at some point his Willow sequels because I have all 3 of them because he helped write those with George Lucas. So
But I mean, the Chris Claremont X-Men, I've started it. I have not, I've only read like 2 issues of it, but the Claremont run, because basically the first 66 issues of X-Men was like not very well received and it wasn't selling very well. So they canceled the series. And
hmm.
then in the 1970s, Claremont was hired to write a giant size X-Men book, which basically kind of rebooted the X-Men with a new team. And and then he continued writing the story from there. And so like the modern X-Men we know of now started out with Claremont.
Hmm.
I mean, okay.
Hmm.
The very, very first lineup, the Stanley Jack Kirby lineup was Beast, Jean Grey, Cyclops, um, Angel, Iceman, and Professor X, if you're gonna count him. I think that's it.
So not even
Yeah,
Wolverine,
no, Wolverine. Wolverine started out as a Hulk villain,
really.
and then in Giant Size X-Men, he was put in the X-Men. Um, and the Giant Size X-Men introduced Wolverine into the X-Men. Introduced
Hmm.
Storm, Nightcrawler, Colossus, Banshee. What else is in that? I mean, there's a couple like Thunderbird, I think his name is.
Thunderbird.
Sunfire, I think his name is, and then I think that's it. But obviously, the most important ones is like Wolverine and Storm and Nightcrawler, I guess. But
Yeah. Yeah. Thunderbird's a funny name.
yeah, Sunfire and Thunderbird. But Sunfire leaves and Thunderbird. I know he don't last very long. We'll just say that.
Okay. I mean, I already heard you say most of the
I
same
have
things,
not
but it's
read
like,
that. I haven't read what happened to him, but I know he's not gonna last very long.
no.
Because
Well,
Nightcrawler. I don't remember. I think I did say that. I don't remember, but
I'll probably get around it
Nightcrawler.
at some point. I have so many things in my backlog I have to get through, but my priority right now is to finish up those fan fictions and then finish the Legacy comics for a second time through. And then I'm also going through the Halo expanded universe, and I'm making my way through it. So I finish
Oh
that, and
my goodness.
then I also
Sunfire
go
become Kira 6.
to
Hell yeah, Pico.
and I also go to read a lot of the Star Trek Litverse, because as far as I can tell on YouTube, not too many people have done it. So I'm gonna try to be the first.
Interesting.
Yeah.
What?
And then I also have like
Well,
just other classic sci-fi's like Isaac Asimov's Foundation and Robot series, and there's another one called Hyperion. And so those are a few that I also want to, and the Three Body Problem and other stuff like that I want to check out at some point too. So. Oh, and a lot of space opera, because I did a live stream with Joe Bongiorno, and that inspired me that I got to read a bunch of the old classic space opera and see where George got all of his inspiration from, or a lot of it from. There's a huge history there of space opera, which is different from sci-fi. But because that's what Star Wars is a space opera, not sci-fi.
it's like a space. I've always called Star Wars a space fantasy. So what I've always
Well,
with.
it's basically what space opera kind of is, and it focuses less on the. This is a term that I know that Star Trek fans use a lot, but technobabble, where they start speaking a bunch of mumbo jumbo that's meant to be coherent scientific explanations. But the main thing with the history of sci-fi is that, uh, at least back in the day, especially, you had to, if you're going to create like a fictional future setting, you had to have it grounded in at least some sort of logic. It didn't have to actually be true, but it has to have make consistent sense with something real in real life, even if where it goes from there is complete mumbo jumbo. And so that's kind of like the precedent for sci-fi, whereas space opera is more about the adventure and the character stuff, than anything else. And the being in space is just kind of a backdrop to the rest of it.
Let me show you some Tidus just sent me.
Okay.
Um, Sunfire and Big Hero 6. Where is Sunfire? Is this Sunfire?
I imagine it's the guy in the front, because he looks like a guy that has something to do with fire.
I, Sunfire doesn't even look like that in a giant size X-Men, but interesting. Marvel also did no, not Marvel. Um, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles did a crossover with Stranger Things,
What?
and
Where?
yeah, I was at my comic shop. And I was just looking to see what else they had, and I just saw that on the shelf. There was a Stranger
That's,
Things and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle
that's
crossover.
almost as insane as the time that the Ninja Turtles met Batman.
Hmm. Or the Power Rangers.
Yeah, I love that episode. It's
Interesting.
so bad, but at least that was the TV Ninja Turtles meeting the TV Power Rangers. But still, it was silly.
I did
And
not
then
know that,
everything
Titus. I
changed,
thought Big Hero 6 was an original story that Disney put
and then
together, but
Disney bought the rights,
I did not even name. I didn't even know that.
or maybe not even bought the rights.
Sunfire.
Sunpire.
Sun- Interesting.
Have you read Marvel Zombies before?
No, I have not, and I really don't want to.
That's what got. I never read comic books. I only read novels. In fact, the only reason I've read comic books beyond that is because of reading the expanded universe and learning that the comics mattered. So that's why I started reading those. But like, I've never read like a normal like superhero comic. But I read Marvel Zombies because I saw it in my library. And one of the interesting notes I saw is that the guy who wrote the series, that Ralph Macchio, the Karate Kid himself,
Oh
because he
Lord.
because the guy that was writing it was like, I don't know. I don't know if Marvel's gonna be down with this. It was a little different. And Ralph Macchio was like, "You better freaking do it. This is great. Send it to them." The worst I could say is no, but you better try. And so he did. And then they made like 5 series or like 7 series out of it. It's crazy. But yeah, Marvel Zombies 1 is insane because like as long as they eat, they actually retain like their memories and like their rational thinking. So like the Hulk, as long as he's hungry, will stay the Hulk until he eats somebody, and then he'll turn back into Bruce Banner. However, he ate somebody as the Hulk, so now there's like a big giant like leg, like almost coming out of his stomach as a human, because it just doesn't work. And then Spider-Man will constantly get into these melodramatic depression sessions where he'll start crying because when he's hungry, he don't care. But when he's rational and thinking, he's like, I ate Aunt May and Mary Jane. And that's so twisted and dark, but also really funny because everybody makes fun of him for crying in that series. And they meet Galactus. They eat Galactus, and they get Galactus's powers. And then they go to the stars, and then they eat everybody in their own galaxy. And so they got to move on to another galaxy. But all of this started in the first place, even though it doesn't make complete and utter sense. It's kind of like this ultimate loop, which can never end, because the ultimate Reed Richards from the Ultimate Universe tried to like meet another like dimension version of him, another multiverse. For some reason, I don't know the details. I didn't read the Ultimate Universe stuff, but he was tricked, and then this other universe had zombies already, and then they came into that one. But it's not the Ultimate Universe they came into. It's weird. But anyway, it's crazy because you got like Magneto actually being like a hero because there's zombies and he's trying to help them. But of course, Magneto eventually gets eaten as well. So it's crazy. And then they get cosmic powers because they eat Galactus and Silver Surfer. And it's just like insane. And
That sounds absolutely lovely.
It does. And the 5th one has Howard the Duck, which is really funny to me. But he's not a zombie. He's trying to help save the world. But anytime Howard the Duck appears in a comic, I think it's brilliant because he's a duck and he talks.
Howard the Duck.
Yes.
Isn't he a Supernatural Encounters too?
That's big.
You laugh, but it's true.
Yes, because all of George Lucas's creations were included in it.
Howard the Duck is not a George Lucas creation.
The movie is.
Not even close. He's created by Steve Gerber, not George Lucas.
Well, George Lucas directed the film. Therefore, it is.
So he didn't create the character. He didn't create Howard the Duck.
He created that version of Howard the Duck. I'll tell you, that version doesn't exist in any comic.
No,
with duck nipples and duck condoms. So you're gonna find that in any Marvel comic.
Nope.
No. What the
I can't believe you just told me that George Lucas created Howard the Duck.
That's not what I meant. The film, Howard the Duck. The only film that will ever exist of Howard the Duck, because no one wants to make a movie about him.
Of course not. He's a joke character. He's a meme.
What do you mean? He's amazing. He's superior to every other character that you've ever seen.
Imagine they did an April Fool's like comic where they made superior Howard the Duck.
I would read it on day one. You tell me about it, I'll buy it.
Read that. I'd read that too, bro.
Oh yeah, I sent the whole group, the whole Super Literary Encounters group, a screenshot from Howard the Duck, where there's a scene where in the beginning where there's this big thing from Earth, like it's like scanning in space for things or whatever, and it locks on to Howard the Duck's apartment, and so it starts dragging him across space and time. But first he starts crashing through other apartment buildings. And one of the apartment buildings he crashes through, before he crashes through it, you get a shot of a lady, a duck lady, with a glass of wine, relaxing in her tub, having a good Friday evening, with her tits out, like duck boobs just out there. This is a PG movie. There are duck boobies out there for all children to see on the big screen. And then Howard the Duck flies through that room. It's like maybe 5 seconds, but it's 5 seconds too much. And I've now shared that with you, so you may also have the knowledge that has been unfortunately bestowed upon me. You're welcome.
Let's just say I'm never going to see that movie. Now we're having a freaking Howard the Duck debate. We got Howard the Duck should have one-shot at Thanos. He's a Deadpool victim. Slapstick over Howard. Yeah, Lord. What is
Captain
this?
EO from the Michael Jackson short film or whatever the fudge it was could totally one-shot all of them out of existence by just making them dance and changing their ways.
Oh my goodness. Y'all ever gonna invite me to the super lit group chat?
Well, it's Super Literary Encounters is done, so we don't do much
Oh, yeah, so you
talking.
still have the group chat, right?
Yeah, I don't know. That's not up to me. It's up to whoever created it. I think it was Marcel. I'm not sure. It was either Marcel or Brian. There are duck boobies in the movie. That's my best quote, and it's the truth. It's not a lie in any way, shape, or form. They made a PG-rated film and allowed children to see titties on screen. Just because they have feathers on it doesn't change the fact that they are titties.
Someone clip this, please. I'm not doing it, but can someone clip this? So
I think it was Brennan then. If Marcel didn't make it, I didn't know. I just joined it. I forget. But I mean, yeah. Moving forward, once it stops being hot as hell, probably is down in California, I plan on doing a similar type of streaming structure on my channel, but for the EU and publication order. Though I also might do some other things with the Super Literary crew, and I could maybe include you. But my first plan of business is to talk about episode 4, along with a couple droids comics that take place in episode 4, but from the droids' perspective. We also have a couple of the Marvel issues that cover the movie's events I want to go over. And then it's publication wise later, but since it's relevant to the movies, I figured I would just include it, which is the 1980 audio drama of A New Hope with Mark Hamill, which is just a longer version of the movie and includes scenes that aren't in the movie. And that's mainly what I want to talk about with the group for first trial run of this different type of podcast. But I don't know when I'm going to do that.
How about we finish Super or whatever Literary of the Force, and then you create another podcast? How about that?
We did, though. It's done. We finished the book.
But we don't create another podcast yet, though.
Well, that depends on other people and if they still want to do that. So it's not up to me. I just know what I'm doing for my channel, which is separate, which is doing the EU and publication order, because I still want to talk about the EU, even though I'm almost done with it. But I don't want to do it talking with myself again, because I've done that twice.
You're gonna reread the EU again,
but in publication order, so I can see how like old people like Matt Wilkins felt. Because I did it in chronological order, so I'm gonna do it in publication order this time.
Max, Max, you not pay attention? I was asking when we can do another stream because I finished Tempest.
But by the time we do, you're not gonna remember anything.
I mean, I remember enough of it.
I like Karen Travis's books the most in Legacy of the Force. Aaron Olson's probably
Max,
the
did
weakest.
you forget that I was reading Plagueis? I've been reading Plagueis.
Yeah.
I haven't finished it. I've been reading it.
At least you got to read that and cleanse yourself from the Acolyte.
Yeah, the Acolyte.
Imagine seeing
Plagueis.
Imagine seeing Plagueis like a game, like early Game of Thrones. You probably haven't seen Game of Thrones, but like imagine like early, or like what's another show you might have seen? Have you seen Better Call Saul?
Walking Dead.
Okay, okay, let's see if I can make an analogy here. You know, like like in season 3 or season 5 in Alexandria, and they had rules and they had politics or whatever, and there's maneuvering around that politics with or no, a better example in season 7 when Negan is taken over, and that one guy comes up to Negan. He's like, dude, I should be in charge. And then Negan gets all upset, and he's like, why don't you just go to Rick yourself and take him out and just take over? And then he's like, I wasn't saying that. And then Negan goes, you know what I think? Because I have a guess. I think you got no guts. And then he stabs him in the gut. Anyway, so, Plagueis is the super political, Plagueis and Palpatine maneuvering through politics. Imagine something like that on the screen. Like, imagine how amazing that could have been. Because that could work very well in like a limited series format. But instead, you have what you have.
Yep. That'd be interesting.
Because I know you haven't seen Game of Thrones. I know like Maxine has. But like early Game of Thrones, like there's not a ton of action. There is action, but a lot of the things that you're staying hooked for are a bunch of people talking in different scenes, in different places. Some at this one location, others in like a completely separate part of the world, but all furthering the political machinations going on. And some of that's the most intriguing part of the entire show in those early seasons. It's just people talking about things in the future wise and planning things and then seeing those plans be executed correctly. And that's like just lends itself perfectly to like a Plagueis show, which we will never see.
No, but I bet Plagueis is probably going to be in Acolyte. I'm sorry. He's going to be in it.
I don't know, and I don't care. But that's for people who watch the show to like or despise. I'm not allowed to have an opinion.
Yeah.
But you can tell me how much it sucks if you end up thinking it does next week. I'm sure I know I watched Steve's video whenever he talks about it.
Yeah, because it's hilarious.
Yeah. I watched every single Jeremy Johns review, but that's just because I've been watching Jeremy Johns since middle school. But he's been reviewing the episode by episode, and it's been really funny to watch.
Mm-hmm. Well, Alex, I think I'm gonna go ahead and end the stream because I'm tired and I'm gonna go to bed.
Valid. I'm tired too, so this works out perfectly.
So, y'all have a good night. Thank you, Alex, for joining. Thank you, Tidus. Thank y'all for joining.
See you next time, Lance.
Y'all have a good night.
Bye-bye, everyone.